Osiris, why you got him legs open? You showing the world your area. And why is your hand up? Why is your paws not down? Osiris. 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 I see him delicate. I see your vulnerables. You showing the world your area. Osiris. Osiris. Why are you posed like that? Why you got your paw? How is that comfortable, Cyrus? Osiris. You sure? Oh, mama see it. You showing your area, him delicates. Ooh, what's that? Want to close it. You want to close him eggs. Osiris, don't you want to close your legs? So your area is not out? So your delicates aren't showing? Cyrus, we see your vulnerables. Ooh, we see your vulnerables. We see him delicate area. Close him eggs. Ooh, mama's seeing him area. Cyrus. Close him eggs. We see him delicates. Ooh, we're gonna keep it closed. Cyrus, why are you laying like that? And why your paws are still up again? Is that comfortable, Cyrus? Why are you holding it up instead of down? Cyrus. Osiris. You're not really asleep. I can tell you're not really asleep, Osiris. I know you have your eyes closed, but I also know you're not asleep. Cyrus. Osiris. Close him exes. You're showing the world him delicates. We won't see him vulnerables. Just keep it closed. Oh my God. Let's turn it on. So how about that? Can we do that? Let's close it. Close it. Cyrus. You see his tail's wagging. That's why I know he ain't asleep. See, look at he not asleep. And not so now you're going Cyrus. So what you doing with your hand? The Egyptian what? Is your Egyptian roots? Hand crossing your hands over your chest? What's that about, Cyrus? Cyrus. He funny. He ain't asleep. I'm telling you right now. He is not asleep. His eyes is closed, but he ain't asleep. Osiris. You're showing him him delicacies. Why him got him legs all open like that? You don't need any. Look at. Oh, see, look at y'all. See, he ain't asleep, and I don't know why he's keeping his hands. His. What's that, Cyrus? So he just wants to sit at my feet. I don't know why he wants to sit at my feet. Now he's comfortable, and I don't know what this is. Cyrus. Oh, look at mama's booty boo boo. Oh, see if he gonna get up if I start talking to him. Oh, Cyrus, mama see her baby. Oh, Cyrus. Oh, ain't him so adorable. He just eating it up, wagging his tail. Oh, look at. Oh, he mama's baby. Favorite fur ball. But him need to close him legs. And he not as big as he look. On the camera, it's making him look like he's like a fat cat. He's actually, if you were to see him in person, but I'm looking on the screen and then I move the screen. He's not as he's looking on the screen. That's funny to me. But you're showing your delicacies. See him not, he's actually a small cat if you were to meet him or see him. But the screen is making it seem like, and then maybe how he's laying too with the, oh, I see it. Oh, I see it. And why are you holding your hands like that, Cyrus? Cyrus. Osiris. Oh, I got mask on my hands. I just made another mask tattoo because I'm like, this crazy shit that's been happening. I'm like, let me do another mask, bitch. Let's put some shit on because this is crazy. Someone that lived here asked me, was I okay? And I was just, usually I would just like, I said, no. I said, but I will be. As soon as I get all these haters out. And I actually said those words. I actually said the words. Some of the times you just think it. You don't say it. But I said the words. I said, I will be. As soon as I get all these haters out of my energy. Because it ain't nothing wrong with me. It's the fact that I got people fucking with me is the real issue. Trying to create something, and when you work with those types of energies, that's what all this has been this entire time, down to my motherhood, my son, that's what all this has been, and I know it. I know that. That's all. Like, I'm fine. I'll be okay. Get these haters. And that was proper language too, because that's what it is. Haters. Oh, I see the booty. Oh. Now look at him. Okay, are you trying to say you want me to leave you alone? You want to go to sleep, but you want to sit near my feet? If I get up, are you going to move and follow me? Because I could leave him alone, but watch. If I get up, him gonna follow him, mama. Huh? See, now he looks. Yeah, yes, him is. Yes, exactly. You gonna follow him, mama. Yes. Oh, let's close. Come on, Ponte. Yes. Don't say no. Did you say no, Cyrus? Okay, that's better. Look, you did good. Look, that's a little better. You ain't showing us your delicates. Okay, that's You ain't showing us your vulnerables. That's better. Huh? Oh. Oh, mama see it. Mama see her pumpkin. Oh, yes, she do. He's so spoiled. Y'all don't have a clue. He's so spoiled. He's like human. He is. And he's smart. When bad company comes, he hides. He does. He remembers if people came ever on some shit, he knows. He ain't comfortable with that. He hides. Oh, one time I couldn't find him, and I discovered that he was in his little playhouse, but he was under the pillow. He hides. I'm like, he's smart. Fuck what people tell me. He's smart as hell. He's smart. Cause Cyrus, cause he know motherfuckers is on some off shit. What they did to him, cause they tortured him. I can only imagine what they do. When he was here, what they do to him coming in here, and what they did to him. You know what I'm saying? When he was gone for that time period, it was revealed. I saw it. I saw it. And his hair on his ears was gone, and they possibly didn't think I would notice it, but I did. Yeah, you kind of can't be someone like me and miss much. I just don't say anything about it all the time. Oh, I see it. So now him woke is, he want your PA now. Oh, now you want to groom? Oh, okay. We don't want to see that. You can get up now. Pumpkin. Cyrus. Say you can go on, mother. You don't have to. Ain't nobody told you. Ain't nobody told you have to be right here, mother. Huh? Ooh. Say hi, Cyrus. Cyrus. Okay, check. If any of you all, change of subject, if any of you all are still in the Southeast Texas area for the holiday, the Beaumont area near Parkdale Mall, changing of subject, okay? And if you're interested, I do got some more items. I've been purging out the apartment most of the day. That's what I was really doing. I was doing cleansing. I was pulling everything out, seeing, I'm trying to sell basically everything. And then some stuff I'm gonna wait to the last minute because, of course, we have to have some stuff that we can use while we're here. But I'm trying to basically sell everything that I can. Okay, so I'm getting some more items up on Facebook Marketplace. So if you're interested, I had all of these up because I needed it to all clear. What I thought was funny is I think that I love it too, though. I kind of love that they really assume a lot about me. Like I was afraid. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so not afraid. I really just wish, there's a part of me that's like, no, that's not it. I'm concerned, yes, because, who wants to be under that? It's not about the fear. It's about who wants to be under that and happening to constantly clear. That's what it really is. And then fear on my son's side, because again, to me, folks like him that are, like him, and people who do bank work, it's like you're basically like doing bank work on a child. So there's no kudos for being able to, because if get where I'm going with that, it shouldn't be no honor or kudos for it. And it's kind of unfortunate if anybody is getting any for it, because it's equivalent to doing bank work on a child. That's the equivalency. Somebody who's not developed, somebody don't have any, boundaries or filters. And so you don't even have to be brilliant. You don't even have to be some kind of badass witch, warlock, or wizard. That's a Senshi assignment. So it kind of bugs me that there's people that's actually looking at that as something. I'm like, wow, people are proud of different things in this world. Boy, I tell you what, people are finding to stick their chest out for some interesting shit. Because I'm like, my chest will be sunken in. Mine would. I would be like, all I could do is do a spell on a child or a disabled person. That's my worth. That's my superpower. Somebody who don't have any help, boundaries, protection, any development. That's what I'm good at. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. And I would also feel a little bit embarrassed because who wants to? Like, what kind of person? Like, at the end of the day, when you get out of your ego, it's like, well, what kind of person want to do that anyway? What kind of person you have to be to be able to derive any sense of pleasure from it? What kind of person do you have to be? And I'm going to make the world look at it because, people don't want to look at it. It's inconvenient, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and people want to believe that they're good, clean, wholesome Christians. I know that. That's what people want to believe. That's their personas. Some people want to believe they're doing some kind of service to the Lord by torturing disabled people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when we get out of our ego and get out of our emotions and out of our personal vendettas and personal things that we have against individuals, when we pull out of that and we sit back, it's going to be like, okay, so what kind of person you have to be? Because you got to live with it now. What kind of person do you have to be? Even if it'll be the secret of the world, the greatest kept secret, even if the ring of Gyges remains full on intact, at the end of the day, what kind of person that you have to be? To get up every day, put on clothes, perfume, makeup, haircut, cologne, stepping in Benzes and Beamers and all that stuff, knowing full well you trash. I'm just saying, like, what kind of person did you have to be? Knowing full well your specialty is harvesting off of torturing disabled people. Because their energy is pure. So it's like when you're on the side of the energy source of it, there's a pure energy about those beings because they don't get the opportunity. They get violated. Their innocence gets taken from them in so many ways. Okay, but in terms of being out there, they're not out there. So it's kind of like, ooh, that's like having a rare piece of something, that ain't fondled with and exposed and shit. Likewise with energy, since they're not out there discombobulating their energy by fucking everybody around the Americas. And beyond. They're not discombobulated the same way. On top of the fact that they usually, most of the time, even as they age, and I don't even talk about the higher functioning ones. Like my son was technically, the only reason why the condition is what it is due to abuse. But technically, his prognosis was different. Just so you all would know. His prognosis was that he could, because listen, he was in high school. That's what people don't know. He had his own cell phone and keys and would call me or text me when I was working. Did you hear that? This is when he was in junior high and high school. Because I think I didn't let him do that until I think he turned 12 or 13. And then he got his own cell phone. Because he was a latchkey. I was in college. I was working. So, and the school bus, the good thing about him, he was in a school system. So the school buses will always, the short yellow bus drops, back then would drop him off right in front of where our apartment was. It was literally in front of his door, in front of the door. So, I would always call or text him. I would look at the clock when I was at work. Every time his bus supposed to drop him off, blah, blah. And I'd be like, you're at home? What are you doing? He's like, yes. I'm like, you got inside? You locked the door? Yeah. So this was like our whole routine. And I was like, are you going to go to the center today? Because where he grew up mostly, because we were centralized in one place. We wasn't all fickle and all over the place like people think we are and like other people actually are. But that's another video. I would say, are you going to go to the center? Because they had, activities, computers and snacks and, all sorts of stuff. And he would come home from school. He would come in first, check in with me. I would check in with him, make sure everything was okay. I would be at work. And then I would say, okay, if you're gonna go to the center, text me when you get to the center, or you can go, blah blah blah. So we did that every day, Monday through Friday. So what people don't know is his prognosis was his original prognosis through his diagnosis, as well as every IEP he's ever had, which I attended, because yeah. His prognosis was he would be, he was developing pretty good. He would be able to function mostly on his own, with the exception of, since he didn't have, like, he would need an overseer to, like, pay the bills, to be responsible for that, and kind of upkeep and stuff. He needed something like that, but he could, because he knew how to contact the fire department. He knew how to, like, we had those things on the refrigerator, like all those things, because essentially once he got past a certain age, because he used to go to daycare. The daycare used to drop him off. I'm sorry, the bus used to drop him off at the daycare up until, let me see. Yeah. So from school, they would take him to his daycare, and I would pick him up from daycare up until he got to a certain age. There it is. Up until he got to a certain age where he, based on IEP, based on, the developments that he had, he got into a phase where he was able to. And that's how that worked. Because, okay, now I remember, bus used to take him to the daycare. And then after that, he grew up more and more and more. By the time he was 13, I think he was 13, then he had his cell phone and the keys to the house. And we just communicated, texted, and called. He is what he is now because of abuse, narcissistic abuse, and not at the hand of his mother. It's at the hand of all those who hate his mother. Including his relatives. Including exes of mine, including corrupt officials, because there's so much that I would say, but I know that the masses are ignorant. And until some of this stuff is public record and knowledge, is just something that they exploit to make us, folks like myself, look like we're crazy. When they know full well why they want him so badly and why they want me. They don't tell these groups, they don't tell these organizations, they don't tell these communities this. When they're reaching out to all these people claiming that I'm some kind of a criminal or some kind of a threat to the U.S. or some kind of, lying, essentially. Because that's what they do. And they know that people who already don't like you, will be very fast and easy for them to believe and get on board with it. But it's all been lies. I am not a criminal. I am not a threat to the U.S., nor is my son. I am not an abuser. I'm not abusing my son. I'm fighting for my son. And they have essentially did so much workings on him to make it a struggle so that it makes it difficult for me to properly help him. They hired their little witches and everybody else around the world to do so. So that it looks like I'm just somebody who cannot properly take care of him. It's the perfect crime. Bombard, barricade her with nasty energy around the clock. Tamper with everything. Then when there's manifestations, we can then just say the person is crazy, they're drama, they're extra, they're not, they're hormonal. It's all lies. I'm actually, what I am coming to accept and realize is like, oh, I was the sanest thing walking in the bloodline. And it trips me out to realize that. Like there was nothing wrong with me, that I was being abused. And as was my son, like there was nothing. What was wrong is when you're put into the hands of a cult and not knowing that you're in the hands of a cult, and you're growing up under that, not knowing that you are, that's what's wrong with you. It was never nothing wrong with me. It was me and my son's energy being fucked with from the beginning, being tampered with, played with, and then the corrupt authority figures throughout our lives being stupid. And some of them die with flashes, I'm willing to bet. Because they went along with it. They went along with some corrupt officials coming to them and agreeing to let them take them or do stuff to them. And that's why I say most humans are weak. And I mean that. And I will not retract that statement. I mean it. Because of what I've seen. What folks are willing to do when you put money on the table. Their morals, all of a sudden, any sense of moral and ethics that they claim to have and that they got posted all over their social medias and all throughout their living room and their vehicles, all of a sudden, all that stuff went into the garbage. I'm not a fugitive. I have relatives that are. I don't have a rap sheet, but I guarantee you those that I grew up with do. I am not perfect, but I am not what they're trying to manufacture me into being. I have been nothing but a mother fighting for her life and her child's life since forever, but certainly since ever we landed in Texas. That's all I was, all I am, and all that I will continue to be is someone that is fighting for justice. The fact that I'm a content creator, the fact that I'm an influencer, you know what I'm saying, and an advocate, an activist, is a part of why we suffered even more. Because basically a bunch of haters watching, because that's, if you want the short answer, the simple answer, and that's what it is. In conjunction with the corrupt government, where that applies. Corrupt government is always, and this is not a conspiracy theory. Let's just throw that out the window. It's not a conspiracy theory. And I'm certainly not implying that every government official is corrupt, because that would be remiss. I don't believe that. You always got a little bit of mixture of some decency in the middle of a swamp. You always got something good, you know what I'm saying, even in a corrupt system. So I'm not implying that. But I will say the corrupt government officials they are the ones who employ all these neighborhoods. They're the ones who go to all these people with these fake profile folders and stories and these twisted manufactured things. First and foremost, they have no business, it's called HIPAA laws and all sorts of laws. They have no business disclosing. I know what they're doing with all these tactics. I've been studying, I've been learning. It's been slow because, again, I've been bombarded with, their circus show. But I know, like, it's supposed to, certain words and phrases are supposed to trigger anxiety in me. Certain words and phrases are supposed to get me to question my reality. So it's supposed to get me to dissociate. But when they tell people to say certain words, like, for an example, the other night I was sitting at a restaurant that's in the Park Del Mar Plaza. I was sitting on the outside area. And as typical, I'm stalked and swarmed and followed everywhere I go. So it was nighttime. There was no one else sitting out there. One of the guys from the restaurant, I was just sitting, by the way. I wasn't laid out on the bench. I wasn't holding my head. It wasn't the wee hour of the night. It was still the hour where folks were out, you know what I'm saying, decent. They were in there. And I was sitting there. And I was doing a reading. And what they do is they call these people. These people are on alert. They call them, they give folks instructions. I'm aware of that. The people may not know why they are told to do it. You see what I'm saying? But I am aware that they give these people instructions, say, go out there and say, are you okay? Okay. Why would he? What was happening in this case to where he would need to come out and ask if I'm okay? See, they didn't bank on me ever knowing any of that and ever figuring out a way to help myself pertaining to what that's designed to do to my mind. All of these tactics, from passive to aggressive, is what they've been doing to me and my son. So that's what that particular restaurant guy did. That was his assignment. He was asked to do it. And I have to say that most of those that they hire, y'all out there, they don't know. They don't give these people this information. They give them half convoluted, if maybe 2% truth, maybe 2% mixed with a whole lot of crazy. So they tell these people, oh, say this, do this. They just that's the job. They apply for a job, and so it comes with assignments, and the assignments, their tasks vary. And after everything that was done today, I can see also why they would have people to come say, are you okay? But here is what my alchemy is doing, is going to continue to do, and I'm going to continue to hold this intention. I now know that ain't nothing wrong with me. And they can forget about getting me to second guess that ever again. I don't care what teeny bopper they have standing over a balcony, hurling insults. I don't care who they have driving up and down the street like a madman maniac with little dick syndrome or shallow pussy syndrome, hurling insults. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, saying, are you okay? I now know that there's nothing wrong with me. And they're never going to be able to change that. I now know that everything that has happened to me has been, it's been abuse. And any challenges and difficulties and reactions that I have had has been directly a correlation to that abuse. Any alterations, anything that happened in terms of my health and well-being has been a direct effect of spiritual abuse, abuse of the occult, psychological abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, coercive control abuse. There's nothing wrong with me or my son, except that we have been surrounded by cults most of our lives. People who felt entitled to who we are and what we are and our energy, and feel entitled to dump their problems onto us, their anger issues, their disgust, their self-hatred. Corruption that feels entitled to the essence of who we are in our ancestry. Don't sound too far off from what slavery was. That's why I call it modern day slavery. That's the problem. People having, if you catch a cold and you're sneezing and you're coughing and your nose is, greeny snot's coming out your nose, and you have a fever and you may turn blue looking or whatever, that ain't a fault of you. That is, you have a virus. You caught a cold. That's not implication that there's something inherently wrong with you. It means you've been exposed to some type of a virus. People who have gotten off on, I have an interesting message for folks who've gotten off on chaos. It's going to be an interesting next few years. People who thrive off of that, that's their meat and potatoes and their bread and butter. Who thrive off of head fucking people, causing chaos and conflict and confusion and causing people to not, that's who thrive in that, who gets high off of that, who feels a sense of worth and a sense of control or power out of that. There's going to be an interesting few years coming. Everything that they've mocked is something they'll sit in. So if they sat back and laughed as they sent somebody into confusion or chaos or did stuff to people's head, they'll be sitting holding their head. And in those moments, they're going to get a memory. They'll get a flash of when they were getting high off of doing that to other people, when they thought that they were, big, bad, and powerful and important. They're going to get that flash right before them as they sit there and hold their head. They're going to get the image of them making a joke. Oh, I don't know, holding my head. They're going to get that as they sit there and hold their head. Next 3 years, all this is going to continue to play out. Because again, what kind of person do you have to be? Don't nobody want to ask the real questions. Nobody. We just want to play church. What type of person do you have to be to even think that's okay? That's someone's mother or father. The same way when they go through what they go through, they're going to be saying that. They somebody's mother. What about their kids and what about this and that? I promise you they are. This is pertaining to the elites too, the big wigs. Yeah, I'm talking about them too. I'm not talking about just the people they hire. This is going to be them. Even black ops and them. This is where they're going to discover that their position did not totally exempt them the way they thought it would. That their knowledge about certain things, that their access did not 100% altogether exempt them or their children. Because again, what kind of person do you have to be? There are some humans that cannot learn any other way. They're not set up or wired to learn any other way but by destruction. And that's only because that's their obsession. They're obsessed with causing destruction. That's why I say that. They depersonalize it until it's personal. That's why I'm saying that. When you feel like you're larger than life, like you are untouchable, that's an attitude that you may end up adopting. Anywho, so what I was saying is, like, I think they thought that I had this stuff out, like, cause fear. Actually, I wanted to clear these crystals and the cards. As you all can see, you know, I have like some of my cards up with the crystals on it. It's because I want to air out this space, and I want to air out everything because I feel like everything is tainted. To be honest with y'all, I'm at the phase where I'm really just starting to feel like everything is tainted. People have infiltrated their nastiness into my life. And even now they're doing shit in my energy. That's what I'm saying. I feel like everything is tainted, that there's a possibility. So I'm like, I want to air and spray everything, bitch. I want to exterminate and get rid of shit because I feel like it's tainted. Karmics have had their grubby hands on shit. So I set this here because I wanted it to air. I set intentions with it, and I had some spray concoction that I made. And so that was me shaking up the energies in the space. As y'all can see, I'm getting rid of, let me put some good lighting here. I'm getting rid of lots of shit here. I'm purging. I'm a sell virtually all I can and just have me and my son just live off the sheer basic minimum. Okay, so if you are in the Southeast Texas area still for a holiday, near Parkdale Mall, Delta Manor area, and you're interested, check out my Facebook. I'm coming. Check out my Facebook. I'm gonna list some new items there because again, I'm like, I feel like everything is tainted, and I'm like, ugh. But you know, so I wanted to purge and let some fresh air hit all this stuff because I'm like, I don't know what the hell and how long these motherfuckers has been nasty in my shit. You know what I'm saying? I was rolling some shit on the floor because I feel some kind of way. I'm like, they nasty. You know, I'm purging this bitch. I'm getting rid of shit. I'm getting rid of shit. Yes, I am. 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 I want us to get rid of everything except for the bare minimum. I ain't interested in buying no new shit. It's bare minimum because we finna to be about. I'm selling shit. Okay? Because this whole cold town shit is played out. It's played out. And as my son said, the corruption with the U.S., they in trouble. Big time.